What is up guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oman and today's analysis video is going to be about the Premier League game between Chelsea and Liverpool. So Chelsea lined up in a 4-3-3 formation with Kai Havertz playing at the number 9 or more like a false 9 position, with the freedom to drop in the midfield with possession. While Liverpool on the other hand lined up in their normal 4-3-3 formation which mostly changed to a 4-5-1 without possession, with both Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane dropping in the midfield without the ball. Even though Liverpool were dominating possession in the first half, but Chelsea actually seemed to have a very good game plan for this game. And they had some really good chances as well on transitions in the first half. Lampard decided to change Timo Werner's position in this game, and he was playing on the left wing with Kai Havertz in the middle. We all know that Liverpool's fullbacks are a big part of their offensive play, and thus Lampard mainly tried to use the pace of Timo Werner and Mason Mount to attack the spaces behind the Liverpool fullbacks. So this is how the two teams were lined up on the ground whenever Chelsea tried to build their play from the back. Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane were pressing the two Chelsea centre-backs, with Firmino pressing the goalkeeper, and at the same time he was also providing cover shadow to Jorginho. Wijnaldum and Naby Keita were pressing N'Golo Kante and Kovacic. This actually opened a space behind the Liverpool midfield for Mason Mount to drop deep and receive the pass from Kepa. Kepa was able to pick Mason Mount in that same space a few times. But as the game progressed, Henderson started keeping a tight marking on Mason Mount whenever he dropped in that space. The two Liverpool fullbacks were moving up to press the two Chelsea fullbacks, and this created a 2v2 situation for Chelsea against the two Liverpool centre-backs, with the wide spaces totally open for Timo Werner and Kai Havertz to attack. Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane are pressing the two Chelsea centre-backs, with Firmino pressing Kepa, and he is also cutting the passing lane to Jorginho. Keita is covering Kovacic and Wijnaldum is covering N'Golo Kante. The two Liverpool fullbacks are pressing the two Chelsea fullbacks, and this has opened the space in the middle of the ground as we saw in the animation earlier. Mason Mount drops in the midfield and he receives the ball from Kepa, behind the two Liverpool midfielders who had moved up to press N'Golo Kante and Kovacic. Mason Mount wins the first ball and he lays it off for Jorginho. Timo Werner was ready to make the run behind the line, but Jorginho couldn't see his run and he plays the ball to N'Golo Kante. Jorginho plays the ball to N'Golo Kante in that crowded area, but luckily for Chelsea, the ball breaks free for Mason Mount and Timo Werner gets a second chance to make his run. Timo Werner once again makes a very well-timed run, and all he needed was a simple pass behind the line. But this time, Mason Mount also fails to see the one. Timo Werner made the one, but Mason Mount decided to go back and the chance is gone. Once again, same pressing pattern from Liverpool, and this time Kai Havertz stops in that same space behind the Liverpool midfield to receive the ball from Christensen. This time Kai Havertz drops in the midfield, he pulls Van Dijk out of his line and heads the ball in the space for Mason Mount. Kai Havertz wins the first ball and Mason Mount wins the second ball and lays it off in the path of Kovacic. And with just two passes, Chelsea have taken out Liverpool's front and midfield lines. Once again, inviting Liverpool up and playing the long pass in the space behind the Liverpool midfield. Kai Havertz once again wins the aerial duel against Van Dijk and lays it off for N'Golo Kante. Even though Chelsea were winning the first ball and the second ball, but 90% of the times they failed to see the runs of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz and took too long to release the ball. Once again, Arnold moves up to press Alonso and Kepa plays a first-time ball in the open wide channel for Timo Werner. Timo Werner wins the first ball and lays it off in the path of Alonso. Both Van Dijk and Fabinho are forced to cover the wide areas because of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. And this time Mason Mount makes the run in the central space, but Alonso takes ages and the chance was gone. Two Chelsea players are ready to attack the spaces behind the line, and all they needed is a quick ball over the top. But Alonso does the exact opposite of it. Alonso takes too long to release the ball, and now they are both in an offside position. Timo Werner kept making that run throughout the game, but only twice Chelsea were able to pick his run and release the ball for him behind the line. And credit to Fabinho as well, who did a very good job against Timo Werner in those 1v1 situations. Since Chelsea were able to break Liverpool's high press time and time again, so as the game progressed, Liverpool decided to settle in a very compact mid-block of 4-5-1. This way Liverpool made the playing area very narrow and there were no spaces for Chelsea to play the ball in between the lines. Even with this compact formation, Chelsea still had the options to create issues for Liverpool using their offensive pace. But now the centre-backs were the ones who had the job of playing well-timed passes behind the line for the ones of Timo Werner, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. Liverpool's very compact mid-block of 4-5-1 with a very high defensive line, making the playing area very narrow. Again, no spaces in between the lines, so Chelsea mainly tried to attack the spaces behind the Liverpool line using their offensive speed. Chelsea had a 3v3 position, but the distribution from Chelsea's backline was not that great, and they hardly managed to play any good passes for their front three. Liverpool, on the other hand, mainly tried to attack the right side of Chelsea's defense. Sadio Mane was constantly making central runs and he was forcing Reece James narrow to open the space on the wide areas for Robertson and Wijnaldum. Whenever Liverpool had possession, Robertson and Wijnaldum would move behind the Chelsea midfield with Mane moving to the central zone. This way Liverpool were easily able to play long passes from the back to the wide left channel and they were able to eliminate Chelsea's midfield with ease. Sadio Mane makes a central run and he takes away Reece James, and Liverpool now have the chance to attack the left wide area with Wijnaldum and Robertson. Once again, Sadio Mane is keeping Reece James narrow, Firmino drops deep and he attracts the attention of N'Golo Kante, who moves to the central area to cover Firmino. And Mason Mount is now once again left in a 1v2 position on the wide area. And we can see from this image that 47% of Liverpool's attacks in this game actually came from the left side. Even though Liverpool were able to get into Chelsea's defensive third with ease, but they still did not have any clear goal scoring chances. But it all changed when Andreas Christensen was sent off. And after that Chelsea made a few more individual mistakes which cost them the 3 points. Chelsea were definitely in the game and they had some good chances as well to score a goal or two. But it all changed after the red card. This Chelsea team will look completely different once we have the players back. So the fans should try to show some patience and hopefully things will get better. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.